Good morning, guys. Welcome to Cancun, Mexico. We are here at the Roy Shaker program in the Azul Beach Resort. And the question this morning is, if one forgot to light Shabbat candles, it happens. What is the halacha if your wife or if the man forgot to light Shabbat candles? So we're going to discuss it today from the laws of Shabbat, Rabbi Yonatan Nakson. The Chachamim established that a woman who forgets to light candles before Shabbat must light an extra candle on every Shabbat from then on for the rest of her life. If she forgets it one time, don't leave just yet, because we're not done with this halakha. This only applies to women who forgot entirely to light. But if she had lit at least one candle, even though she regularly lights more than one, she does not have to light an additional candle on the next Shabbat. So let's say for whatever reason, she only had one instead of two, she lit one, she does not have to light anymore. However, it is praiseworthy for her to add some extra oil or to use a larger candle from that point onward to remember, or she should donate some oil or candles to a poor person. Now, if you look actually at the Shulchan Aruch actually does not say this at all. This is brought down by the Rama, Rabbi Moshe Isserlich, which was a rabbi in Krakow, Poland. Now, Hacham David Yosef was recently on a trip, and I asked him this question. I told him, what do you mean, Rabbi? I said to him, you're going to make the lady for the rest of her life? Now, every time she's going to go, maybe she's going to go to her mother-in-law, and her mother-in-law is going to tell her, put her 2 candles. She say, bring me 1 more. Now it's going to be embarrassed. She's going to be embarrassed for the rest of her life to have it. He told me one other custom is you can also add extra oil or a larger candle, or when she's traveling, not to do this kacha, so it's a bit sin'ah, so she doesn't have it in front. Let's continue. A woman does not have to light an extra candle if she forgot to light Shabbat candles for the reasons that are beyond her control. This is very, very important. Listen to this. If she fell asleep before Shabbat and only woke up after Shkia, what does that mean? Let's say she's preparing on Shabbat. She set up the food, she showered, everything, and she said, you know what, I have another 45 minutes, let me take a nap. She took a nap, she woke up, it's an hour after Shabbat. She does not have to light. Why? Because she wanted to light. This was honest, it was by mistake. We're generally talking about a time when she says, I don't want to light on purpose. And so here it was a mistake, it was honest. Next, if the clock stopped working and she was not aware of the time, I don't know, maybe her clock, she was wearing a Rolex or something, she didn't move her hand, didn't move, she looked, the time was wrong, and Shabbat came, that was also be'onis. She does not have to light any more extra candles. If she was busy with some other work that she thought, and she had more time, but she didn't actually have the time. Let's say, Baruch Hashem, she's dealing with the kids. She's showering them, she's cleaning them, going, coming, the hadame comes, she's taking care of everything. She says, I have another 10 more minutes, 15 minutes. She looks, the time is gone. This is ba'onis. She doesn't have to light an extra candle. If she was busy with some other work and she had more time. If she ran out of oil or candles and could not buy any more before Shabbat, very important. Let's say she wanted to light, but she looked around, she thought she had a little bit extra, more olive oil or something. She looks, oh, it's finished the bottle. What is she going to do now? This was not on purpose. She doesn't have to light. She's okay. If she was stuck somewhere before the onset of Shabbat, could not make it in time in order to light. Let's say she's on her way to get home, and for some reason there's traffic, in Miami there's a lot of traffic today, Brooklyn became also a lot of traffic, and for some reason or another she left, she came back, she didn't make it on time. It's okay, that was be'onis. She doesn't have to light an extra candle. If she accidentally lit earlier than Plag Mincha and did not know that she does not fulfill her obligation through such a lighting, this is important. The earliest time that she could light is at Plag Mincha. Let's say she wanted to be Sadeket. She wanted to light 2 hours before Shabbat. I don't know why. She decided to do that. 2 hours before Shabbat, she lights it, and she's not Yotzeh. It's not considered Hadlakat Nerot of Shabbat. In that case, it was be'onis, also by mistake, no problem. She does not have to light. Now, furthermore, a woman who only recently became a Ba'alat Teshuvah, she does not light extra candles for all the time that she did not light when she was unobservant. Let's say a lady, she's 35 years old. She was a Chiloni, she didn't know. Suddenly she made Teshuvah. Now, she's going to go light 52 extra candles times 20 years. She's going to end up lighting 400 candles on Shabbat. No, she made Teshuvah. She came back. She does not have to light an extra candle. When a woman is penalized and has to light an additional candle, she must light quantitatively more than she usually lights. She may not light smaller candles than she was using beforehand, and she may not begin to use less oil than the rest of the oil. So let's say we're talking about a case where bimezid, she didn't want to light the candles on Shabbat, in that case, she has an option of adding a third candle, or she can add extra oils. She cannot minimize the oil that she was using before. Let's say she used to put half a cup. So she says, okay, I have to add 3, so she puts a quarter cup now. No, you can't do that. You have to do whatever you did before, along with additional. Let's continue. One who forgot to light many times must add an extra candle for each time. If this is difficult, then she should donate oils or candles to the poor person so that they can light Shabbat candles as well. So let's say, if she by mistake, not by mistake, on purpose, she didn't light 10 times, then on Shabbat she's gonna have 2 plus 10 more every Shabbat for the rest of her life. What is another option? If you know that there's a poor lady in the community, there are poor ladies living in the community in Brooklyn. I know they're living in Miami as well. Find an almana, find a lady who doesn't have, and you can give her oil or money to buy candles on Shabbat, and that can also be covering this penalty. The penalty does not apply in a situation where she will become embarrassed by doing so, such as if she's staying at someone's home for Shabbat and does not want to ask the host for an extra candle. Like we mentioned earlier, maybe she's going to go to her mother-in-law, and her mother-in-law is going to put her 2, and she said, Mom, could you put a 3rd? Now she's going to be embarrassed. Her mom's like, what do you mean? You forgot to light Shabbat candles? What do you mean? When did you forget? And suddenly becomes a conversation, becomes Lashon Hara. Don't even mention it. You light the 2, you keep silent and do it. A woman does not have to light an extra candle if she forgot to light the Shabbat candles, but someone else lit them in the house. Let's say, I don't know, you're the husband, you come home, or about to come home, you see right before Shabbat, she didn't light, she's busy, something, and you lit it right away, you lit it. Even without a beracha, you lit the candles, then it's okay. Somebody lit in the house. Furthermore, she forgot to recite a beracha on the Shabbat candles. It's okay. If she lit it without a beracha, she does not have to light another candle. She forgot to light Shabbat candles, but she still had electric lights on in the house. What's the purpose of lighting the Shabbat candles? So that you can have light on your Shabbat table. We enjoy from the Shabbat candles, unlike the candles of Hanukkah. With Hanukkah, we don't want to enjoy from the candles, which is why we had the shamash. So in case the lights go off, you're not enjoying. While on Shabbat, it's for light. Furthermore, just as a side note, when I was with Chacham David Yosef now in Miami, what did he do? When he lit the Shabbat candles, he shut off I was with him, he shut off all the lights in the house, he lit the Shabbat candles, and then his son lit the regular lights. Now it's important to note that this was generally talking about incandescent lights or CFLs, compact fluorescent, not LEDs. Because Rabbi Yitzhak Levi, the chief rabbi of Neshid, always tells you LEDs, how do you remember LED? Lo deoraita. They're all derabanan, all of them. So generally, lighting with LEDs is derabanan. But furthermore, if you had light in your house, then nonetheless, the Shabbat was not in the dark. You didn't come home on Friday night and it was pitch black. There was light in the house. So there was a form of light, even though it wasn't a flame like an incandescent flame was. Nonetheless, she does not have to light. Let's continue. She forgot to light Shabbat candles, but she had electric lights. She fulfilled the obligation of Hadlakat Nerot through having electric light. However, some poskim point out this is only the case if one turned on the electric lights at the time it was possible to lit the Shabbat candles. So what's a good custom? What's my custom on Shabbat? I handle the lights on Shabbat. That way, I'm 100% covered all the time. Before Shabbat, I turn on the lights in the living room, I turn on the lights outside, inside. Once I do that, I cover everything and I'm always protected. If the electric lights were already lit earlier in the day and remained on, then one will be required to light another candle if she forgot to light on Shabbat. Because if you leave all your lights on all the time in the room, then you didn't turn it on for Shabbat. It was on all the time. In that case, you would have an issue. One who forgot to light candles on Erev Yom Tov does not have to light another candle on the coming Shabbat or next Yom Tov. This, unfortunately, I've seen happen a lot. What happens on Yom Tov? Sometimes we light the candles on the second day Yom Tov late, and you go to shul, you end up eating in shul, you go to your friend's house, you come back, and suddenly from here to there, everyone forgets that. You go to sleep. I forgot to light the candle on Yom Tov. Don't worry, you don't have to light an extra candle. It's only talking about Shabbat, not Yom Tov. A single man who forgot to light Shabbat candles does not have to light an additional candle every week. And that is the end of this halakha. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.